since 1938. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Starting now on Primetime, lawmakers spent much of session discussing a bill aimed at building a new correctional facility. Nestor Lecanto brings you that story. Plus, KUAM's Tomas Manglotnia goes behind the front line at Guam's only public hospital. And Public Health is currently reviewing the COVID testing plan submitted by island schools. Isaiah Uggan has the latest with that report. Half a day, friends, and good evening, each and every one of you, especially those of you streaming us live right now on Facebook all around the world. I'm Jason Salas, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, after many years of talking about the deplorable conditions at the prison, the legislature now has a chance to finally fix them. Senators are poised to pass a bill that would finance the construction of a new state-of-the-art corrections facility. Our top story is with Nestor Lecanto.
The decades-old prison is chronically overcrowded, and as a recent KUAM tour showed, conditions are horrible. There are 18 separate units spread out within the fenced-in property, making it very costly to man. DOC spends $3 million a year in overtime alone. Corrections Director Joe Carbolito.
There's a reason why we're all here. We don't want to keep kicking this can down the road and continuing to kick this can down the road and passing the buck, to other senators or other legislators, to deal with. We need to make it happen. This is the opportunity to make things happen right now.
DOC has put together a comprehensive master plan that looks forward as far as 80 years of facility expansion. Senator Chris Duenas is a former director of the Department of Youth Affairs.
I want to congratulate and thank the team from DOC for probably one of the most comprehensive master plans that I've seen in my time in government.
The cost of phases 1 and 2 is about $109 million. The bill by Senator Joe San Augustine would set aside $5 million a year to cover a leaseback deal with a contractor who would front the construction costs. Administration Director Ed Burns says federal windfalls, such as the full reimbursement of previously unfunded earned income tax credits, is what's making it possible.
For the very first time, we are looking at these major capital projects and really identifying funding for these projects, which is something that we haven't been able to do before because the funding for these simply wasn't available. And that accounts for the current state of affairs at DOC.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Senators did recess shortly afternoon and are scheduled to vote on all measures sometime tonight. Well, in our continuing series, KUAM Behind the Front Lines, our Tomas Manglotnia goes behind the scenes at the Guam Memorial Hospital. He joins us with more now in studio. Tomas?
In part 3 of our Behind the Front Line series, healthcare workers tell us the limits they go to keep patients healthy and alive. Here's more.
The mortality rate is 80%. So I can't say that more patients are coming off the ventilator. I can't say that unvaccinated patients are being ventilated.
COVID-19 still surging on island, and Dr. Jolene Uggan says mortality increases when patients are ventilated.
And we are doing our best to get them off the ventilator. We do extubate patients. As you can see, we've had a few patients that have been in the hospital with quite a prolonged stay that were pre, the vaccination era.
Even in this post-vaccine era, healthcare workers are pushed to the limits.
Definitely been a lot busier than it's ever been for the last few months, and even if you compare the last surge to this surge, we've been seeing more patients in all populations.
That includes children, the elderly, and infants.
Just overall, the census has been much higher, and it's been busier, and it's been like 24/7.
We asked Dr. Jolene Uggan about hospitalizations for the vaccinated and unvaccinated.
Did you want to just kind of get into that and address
I don't.
it? No?
I don't. I just can tell you the course that we actually see.
What do you see?
With unvaccinated patients, just having a more prolonged course, and of course higher mortality if they are in the ICU, which majority of our patients that are unvaccinated can progress to get intubated and then hopefully extubated, but like I said, up to 80% mortality.
We'll have more on the Behind the Frontline series throughout this week. Back to you, Jace.
All right, well done, Tomas. And of course, if you would like to join the conversation about Tomas's special series, check us out on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/KUAM News. Well, in other island news headlines, over 1,500 of your fellow Guamanians have received either the Pfizer booster or a third dose of the coronavirus vaccine. GMH National Guard Captain Mark Scott clarifies the difference between the two shots.
It's important to distinguish between additional dose and booster shot, and I know there was some confusion about that over the past couple of days. The additional dose is what's been prescribed by your doctor, and you would know who you are. It's people on, for example, immunosuppressive medications. The booster shot is for the rest of us.
According to last night's report from the Joint Information Center, 18 doses of the Moderna vaccine have been administered as a third dose. Well, as we told you on social media last night, former Guam Senator Will Castro is now the Chief of Staff to CNMI Governor Ralph Torres. Once again, here's Tomas with the details.
Breaking overnight, former Senator Will Castro is now Chief of Staff for CNMI Governor Ralph Torres. In a statement late Sunday night, Torres says Castro is no outsider, referencing his work with the Northern Marianas College and the Marianas Working Group and his family ties to Saipan.
Why now? So, well, Governor Torres felt that it was important to move forward in the next fiscal year with the Chief of Staff to take on added responsibilities within the Commonwealth government.
Torres' press secretary Kevin Bautista adds that the NMI governor's office has gone without a chief of staff since January after House Minority Leader Angel Damapan won his House seat. Guam GOP Chair Juan Carlos Benitez weighs in.
Exciting news, interesting. One of Will's Castro's North has always been the uniting the Marianas, right? And one Chamorro Nation, one Marianas. We're the same people. We should try to figure a way we can work together.
But questions still loom about his political future on Guam.
My hope is he would run for senator here in Guam. I have not talked to him since he accepted this position, except for saying congratulations and getting a quick response. But I'm looking forward to talking to him. He'll have to make a tough choice. The elections in Northern Mariana Islands are now at the same time as Guam.
Yeah.
So it's sort of hard to leave the governor stranded without a chief of staff right at the end of the primary process into the general election.
If Governor Torres wins re-election, will he stay or will he go?
I really can't say a specific timeline as to Will's plans moving forward. But right now we're focused on the here and now, which is that he is currently going to be our Chief of Staff here, and then we're going to be focusing on issues that are pertinent and important for the CNMI government.
Castro, a two-term senator, lost in the race for Guam's seat in the U.S. Congress last year. His appointment comes just 1 year before the NMI gubernatorial election, amid a legislative probe into Torres' expenditures, and as CNMI Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios seriously considers a run for governor next year. It also comes at a time when the CNMI has been able to contain COVID-19 transmission under the current administration. Tomas Manglotnia for KUAM News.
Now, Kevin Bautista did also point out that former Senator Will Castro did serve as Director of Institutional Effectiveness at the Northern Marianas College, where he oversaw the successful lifting of the college's show cause status and reaffirming its accreditation. And as always, we invite you and we want to hear your voice on our social media with our daily question. Tonight, we ask you for your thoughts on the appointment of the aforementioned former Guam Senator Will Castro as Governor Ralph Torres' Chief of Staff for the CNMI. Make sure to join the conversation on Instagram and on Facebook, and we'll share the responses on the link tomorrow morning. In weather news, you can expect increased rain showers and thunderstorms by midweek as the National Weather Service is monitoring a tropical disturbance centered just southwest of Chuuk State. It is expected to track generally north-northwest over the next few days, and although it's still too early to tell where the storm may go, you can expect numerous heavy showers between midweek and Friday, which could result more than an inch of rain per day all week. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. And please keep an eye on us because we are coming back right after this. Keep watching, keep streaming. Primetime returns.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
the new crispy chicken sandwich taco from Taco Bell. Is it a sandwich or a taco? Which side are you on? Try it only at Taco Bell.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
100% truck, 100% Jeep. Experience next-level off-roading on your new Jeep Gladiator, the most capable off-road midsize pickup truck crafted for adventure, equipped with best-in-class towing capacity, legendary 4x4 Jeep capability, and backed by Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Drive home in a 2021 Jeep Gladiator today, starting as low as $315 per paycheck during Jeep Adventure Days. Visit CarsPlusGuam.com to get pre-approved online today. Terms and conditions apply. Cars Plus, driven by you.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
You continue streaming Primetime right here on KUAM, and Public Health is currently reviewing school plans on how they will implement random COVID-19 testing for students on campus. Here's more with Isaiah Uggan.
All of Guam's schools were subject to submit their COVID-19 screening testing plan to the Department of Public Health and Social Services on Friday. It was required by the governor as an added layer of protection as students return to campuses for in-person instruction. Public Health Public Information Officer Janela Carrera said in an interview with KUAM News that they are still looking over the plans submitted by schools so far.
So we'll need to review the plans that were submitted prior to the guidance being issued. We'll need to review those that already submitted it and just make sure that it conforms to the guidance memorandum.
Although Friday, October 1st was the deadline for the plans to be completed, Carrera says that to date, they are still receiving plans from schools island-wide.
You know, we're continuing to receive screening testing plans by schools. As you know, the guidance memorandum that is related to the screening testing plan was just issued, and schools do have up to 90 days to develop their plans and submit.
According to Public Health's guidance, schools must have a goal of randomly testing 10% of the student population in the first 90 days of implementation. Carrera added that DPHSS has met with schools recently to clarify some questions and address concerns.
You know, we are continuing to work with educational institutions like GDOE. We did have meetings with them. So we had a meeting with GDOE last week. I believe we also had a meeting with the Archdiocese schools, the Catholic schools, and other private institutions as well. And we are listening to them. They did issue or relay some concerns to us about the screening testing platform. And we are listening to them. So, and also providing some feedback.
As we reported, the Guam Department of Education was one of the many learning institutions that submitted their COVID testing plan on Friday, which they don't intend to implement immediately and present to stakeholders first. According to GDOE Interim Public Information Officer Michelle Franquez, the first phase has been approved, which is dealing with unvaccinated employees. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Wahusi Isaiah Uggan.
Isaiah, thank you. Elsewhere tonight, a pair of bills working their way through the U.S. Congress include Guam as a downwinder location. And that means local residents who meet eligibility criteria may receive $150,000 in compensation should the measures become law. Robert Celestial is with the Pacific Area Radiation Survivors Organization and tells KUAM News the bills amend the Radiation Compensation Act to include Guam and other locations previously left out of the original law.
The people of Guam deserve this. We're no different than Arizona, Nevada, and Utah.
they've been receiving compensation since 2000, and we're eligible. So we're no different than New Mexico and Idaho, who have been left out also. And so, by the grace of God, we've come this far.
Eligibility requirements for locals are that an individual must have been on Guam for at least a year between 1946 to 1962 and have been diagnosed with one of the 19 eligible cancers.
It's up to the Department of Justice to confirm or to approve the eligibility. So I just want to make sure that people of Guam know that they do have to go to adjudication with their application.
A federal radiation effects board in 2005 found that Guam residents received measurable fallout during American nuclear weapons testing conducted in the Pacific between 1946 to 1962. Over at Revenue Tax, that agency continues to crank out tax refunds, as this week nearly $5.5 million will be paid out. This represents a little over 2,000 error-free returns filed on or before July the 2nd. The checks will either be mailed or you can expect them deposited electronically into your bank account. You can check the status of your refund by logging on to your account at myguamtax.com. Also tonight, whether it's for emergency placement or long-term care, the Mayor's Council of Guam is determined to get foster families that will open their hearts and their homes to the island's children in need by Christmas. Tyler Metanani has more in this next story.
Guam's village mayors are tasked with safeguarding those within the community. Mayor's Council of Guam President and PD Mayor Jussie Alec says something they see far too often are children in dire need of foster homes.
We see these children from the very beginning when they come to our offices, when their parents request for certain information or for certain types of assistance. We see the neglected children. We see the abused children.
And although village leaders are already tasked with so much, Alec says they want to start taking care of the children that come through their offices. The MCOG will hold its monthly meeting on Wednesday and will discuss plans to launch a campaign to help recruit foster parents by December, just in time for Christmas.
What we're hoping at the end of the day is that we recruit at least 19 new foster families. I mean, that would be so much help for the foster care system, for both for public health and for the nonprofit.
Alex says the government and nonprofit shelters are currently at full capacity and that there are over 400 children who are in need of foster homes.
And to fill, the majority, I believe, in the council agreed that it is part of our job. We take care of animals, we take care of junk vehicles and all of that. And we need to start taking care of the children that come through our offices. I've been in meetings with Harvest House and the Archdiocese or the Archdiocese representatives. And, everyone is pulling their weight.
Although Alex says he's grateful to the community for their continued support through donations, he says their main focus will be getting more families willing to take on the island's children in need. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Well, it is one of those agencies that kept its doors open, never stopping working and never stopping holding the line. Daniel Perez takes you down to PD to visit the Port Authority of Guam.
Since the pandemic started, the Port Authority of Guam remained open. Despite 33 port employees being infected, they continue with operations. Port Authority General Manager Rory Respicio.
Here at the port, we are 100% operational, and it's really because not only do our port employees recognize the value that they have to the community, the role that they play here at the port to keeping 90% of the goods that come in to the port still coming in.
Even with various precautionary measures in place, there have been multiple infections and, sadly, a death.
We lost a co-worker, Brother Henry St. Nicholas, who we will forever pay tribute to as a frontline hero and a COVID warrior. And so when Henry passed away, we actually did a memorial service here at the port. His family was here. The governor, lieutenant governor, our board was here to really express appreciation to a fallen member here at the port, right? A fallen family member.
To help ease the burden of public health's contact tracing team, port employees decided to form a team of their own.
So what we did is we had 6 employees, myself included, go through the CDC website to get certified to be contact tracers. We identify the close contacts. We give that number to public health. They've been great to schedule testing after the incubation period, like after 5 days they get tested, and then we get the results right away. But the difference here between us and other parts of the island and other parts of government operations is that because the port employees we're following the CDC guidelines for critical infrastructure worker, when they get identified as a close contact, for as long as they're not sick and for as long as they're not positive, they still have to come to work.
The port workers continue to hold the line to keep the island fed and secured. They are the unsung heroes who keep the supply chain in check and keep goods moving around.
It's our hope and it's our strong belief that when you look at a port employee today, that you're going to equate them to the same way you look at a healthcare provider, the same way you look at a doctor or a nurse.
Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
All right, Daniel, thanks so much. Good job on that story. Please stay tuned, everybody, because coming up after the break, soccer news, as Dave Delgado has your Night in Island Sports.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Pizza Hut's Detroit-style pizza is back. Same crispy crust, cheese all the way to the edge, and the sauce still on top. Okay, now I'm hungry. The Detroit-style pizza. Create your own or pick from 3 signature recipes. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
My name is Keith Iglesias. They're always preaching college in school, which is, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I'm always talking to the young men and women in school right now, these kids, and telling them, if you don't have something, look up the trades because there's always going to be construction needed. We have 2 apprentices enrolled with our company right now. Some of my friends that are still in high school, I'm always telling them, look to do something. If I was in high school, I definitely would have chosen this kind of path, but I didn't know at the time.
New crispy almond chicken breast. For a limited time, only at Panda Express.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Jason Cunliffe, our men's national soccer team captain, leading the Matau on a trip to Bahrain to play Cambodia for a chance to advance the AFC Asian Cup China 2023 final qualification round. Now, the last time Guam faced Cambodia was in 2013.
That was in the right in the height of Gary White's tenure. You know, we were building really the program up, and that was part of our friendlies. We went over to Cambodia and Laos to play a couple of friendlies. So that team, we had Ryan Guy, AJ De La Garza. That was his first trip with us. So yeah, the program was really growing, and on the field, we definitely dominated them. It was a battle, but we definitely dominated, and we got the result 2-0. So looking forward to this trip and seeing, you know, how they've grown as a team, and obviously seeing how we've grown as a team and testing ourselves against good competition.
You're the only player on the roster that played in both of those matches against Cambodia. That was your second international cap of your career in the first meeting. What are you expecting this time around from the opposition?
I expect, you know, a really sharp team. To be fair, they're just in the middle of their local professional league campaign. The the majority of their players, if not all of their players, play in their local league. So I expect a much better team, a much stronger team. I know they'll be well organized. I know that they will want to play good football. They have Kaisuke Honda as their coach, former Japanese national team player. He's still playing professionally as well as coaching. So I know they'll try to play good football, and we will as well. So it'll be a good battle. It'll be a good test. See where we're at. See where we stand. But situations like this, we played Bhutan earlier, where it was kind of a do or die kind of thing, right? Where we had to win in a two-legged match to get into the World Cup qualifiers. It's the same scenario here. So with that, I think, obviously those matches and that kind of preparation and that experience is going to help us moving forward.
And what will be the keys to success for Guam to have a good showing out there against Cambodia?
I just think belief first and foremost. We've got a couple of young guys, they might be a little nervous, you know what I mean? But belief is a huge thing in football, confidence being huge in football, as in any other sport, really. Believing in ourselves, believing in what we're doing. Coach Kim has done a great job with the local contingent with our training. And the training group is super young, so these guys are getting really good experiences training under him. So I'm looking forward to taking this group over there and really testing ourselves and taking the next step. We're always trying to take a step forward and raise the bar, and this is just the next opportunity for us to do so.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
When making the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, people asked how I felt about burger places selling fried chicken. I'd say that's none of my business. Just like making fried chicken is none of theirs. Get the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich. It's finger-licking good.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
Thanks for the Big Mac.
Yeah, thanks for driving. Wait, what are we listening to?
Get it at McDonald's when you get 2 of your faves for just $6.
So you went to Mickey D's and didn't even... Man, that's wrong. What? You're all right.
Get it at McDonald's when you get 2 of your faves for just $6.
Welcome back, my friends. We continue our ongoing series featuring the many businesses on island that are Guam Safe certified by our friends at the Guam Visitors Bureau. They carry the WTTC Safe Travel Stamp. Tonight, we take you down to Tumon to visit Primo Pizzacaya.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Hapaday, my name is Marcy Castro and I'm the General Manager here at Primo Pizzacaya. This was a great service that GVB assisted in bringing to our island that allows our guests to have a certain comfort knowing that we're meeting the standard for safety and sanitation. This means that our team has implemented some health and hygiene protocols to safeguard our team and our guests. We have implemented some safety procedures that have become more of a routine in our service. Here at Primo, we have decided to maintain a 50% occupancy for indoor dining. This allows a little bit more space between the tables and a walkway. Our kitchen is still visible to the guests, but just with a little bit more distance. We have remained committed to our takeout supporters and are still providing curbside pickup. We do our best to assist all of our takeout orders outside our premises or at their vehicle to minimize traffic through the restaurant. Constant surface and tool sanitation is key, but so is not letting our guard down. As a small team in a smaller place, we are very conscious that our actions outside of guest service are just as important. We have also implemented our own safety procedure within our team in order to guarantee transparency in risk of exposure. In a time when so many things are out of our control, we are doing our best to guarantee that we are doing our part to keep our team, our guests, and our community safe.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Make sure to pick up some food from our friends at Primo Pizza Kai. Trust me, you guys, really good eats over there. Congratulations to our friends on all their success. All right, we have almost reached the end of the newscast, but we couldn't put this one in the history books before we say happy birthday to tonight's birthday shout. It's October 4th, so happy birthday and happy first birthday to Kaylia Jade. To my baby girl, Daddy loves you very much and thinks about you each and every day. Have a beautiful day, my princess. Daddy is sending all of his love to you. Jessie Ruth Cruz, happy birthday to you with love from Flo, Brisa, Boba, Jimin, and all your friends and family. They say they love you too. Haley Derby, wishing you a happiest and sweetest 16th birthday. You have grown to be such a respectful and humble young lady. Continue to reach for the stars and make us all proud. Your family says they love you. Birthday number 12 today for Austin Chargaloff, and to our sunshine, Austin, we love you. Say Mom, Dad, Tori, Julianne, and the family. And 2 belated birthdays going out today to Frank T. Guerrero, who celebrates birthday number 76. Papa, a Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army retired. Bulala, Guinaidza, Ginintoros y Familio, Hawaii, Alaska, Baltimore, Guam, and all other places. They very proud, and thank you, sir, for your service. Sergeant Major was born on October the 3rd. And also born the same day, Bill Sablan. Happy blessed birthday, Billy Bong, from your beautiful children, Peyton and Mackie, with love from Mom, Auntie Lulu, Uncle Ed, Shash, Shell, and Drew. All right, everybody, everyone is welcome into the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. All you got to do, it's completely free too, I should add that. All you got to do is go to KUAM.com, go up the tippy top in the navigation bar, click on birthdays, send us your celebrant's photo and name, and they are in. They're really going to be happy. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you as always for watching. Please stay